Welcome back to the Play On Podcast with Jesse and Jerry. This is episode number 120. Semifinals are underway, Jesse. Did you expect this? Kind of seems like someone did write the script for this to be the end all be all for semifinals.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like for the past couple World Cups, there's been like an underdog story leading up to the semifinals where there's someone there that wasn't expected. Like last year, or not last year, the one before this was like Morocco made it to the semifinals, and there's like been cases like that. But this year there hasn't been any.
Yeah, it's been kind of straightforward. It's before the World Cup started, it was actually these four teams were the top four ranked teams. So, yeah, no underdogs this time. We all had Norway. I don't know about you, but I did. I had Norway beating England, and I think we'll start off with that match first. There's a bit of controversy with that one.
Yeah, with there was a goal kick, right? It was a goal kick, and then it hit the wiring for the sky cam, and then it causes the ball to fall immediately. And then, yeah, the referee should have called it there, but instead he let it play on, and it was a favorable position for England from there, which I think was it that's what led to their goal, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what led to their goal because the England left back recovered, passed it to Gordon, and then Gordon made the play for Jude Bellingham.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that was the
that one was weird.
first
That was the
first
first
goal, right?
goal. Then there was a Norway goal that got taken away because it was a foul before the corner kick. But even then, I think that one was a really soft call. But I guess I know England fans are happy and they can't really dispute it. But I think the biggest one is the cable one because people try to dispute it and say that the ball sensor never went off, so like it never touched the cable. But it's kind of hard. It's hard to argue what we saw because our vision shows the ball
Well,
clearly, like just taking a
well,
deep
it's
dive.
hard. Not even vision. It's hard to argue the physics of it because it's just like, yeah, it just drastically died the trajectory of it, and it drastically changed. And usually, when we look at the trajectory, like if it changes that much, it's because, or even there's any slight deviation, we're like, oh, it's because there was contact. Like when we see for like offsides or like goals or anything like that, we're like, that's obvious. This was such an obvious case of where like, yeah, the physics here doesn't match up to what you're saying at all.
Yeah, because if you see the ball was, it should have had more hang time, and again for it just to have like a perfect parable down, doesn't make sense. I know the Norwich coach said that he didn't see it, but his team did see it, and then there's reactions when it happened. Right away, his bench came out and started arguing like, "Hey, the ball touched the net, the ball touched the wire, the ball touched the wire," and nothing from the referee. They wanted England to win.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate, especially with the way the game was being played, because I feel like it just took away the momentum that Norway had, especially because their first goal or their goal was just a wonder goal by I can't even begin to
Schroeder,
pronounce it.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think we were both. I think for me, I was very excited to see him start because we've been saying he's a good player, especially with Benfica, and we're surprised he didn't. He hasn't been getting the chance, and I'm so surprised because in the right wing, Sorloth is, how do I say this nicely, Jerry? We could blame a lot of things, but we should, or like the ref and things like that. But he also deserves part of the blame because he was off. He was or basically on for goal, or he was on a 2v1 to score a goal, and instead of passing it to Holland for like a clear cut goal, because it would have been the easiest thing to do, he he takes forever. He tries to dribble and then takes time and then just complicates it so much that the chance for goal goes away, and it's just like, what are you doing?
I want to argue it though. Like I was talking to Edu about it. I think it was an obvious pass. He should have passed it, but John Stones played the passing lane so perfectly though. Like he had no way. If he would have done the pass, John Stones I think would have intercepted it or deflected it away. And then what I think he should have been done is because it was obvious that he wanted to try to pass it. That's why he took so long. He didn't find the lane, so he's like, "All right, well, I can't pass it. People are coming. Let me just try to dribble." What he should have done is take it all the way to the end line and then sweat it, and force John Stones to play him instead of the line. Because then even then you probably have a shot to go off of on target.
Yeah, but the problem is, like you said, if he was trying to pass it and then he decides to go why did he decide to cut in towards his left when he's right-footed? Like if
He's
he
left
was
footed.
gonna go, is he left-footed? I thought he's
No,
right-footed.
he's left footed.
Yeah, I feel like he's still just going towards with his right and shot it because he just completely cut off any angle he had.
Yeah, he made it too obvious. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I think I'm giving more praise to John Stones on how he played it.
Nah,
Everyone
no,
saw the pass,
never to John Stones.
but everyone saw the pass, and he played it perfectly. He's like, all right, pass him the ball. Like you're not gonna shoot, pass it, and like it. He tried to, because even this whole World Cup, like Sorloth hasn't been playing great, so he played with his
No,
confidence.
no, and that's also I think a problem. I think for the coach because you had Oscar Bob on the bench, you had Shorlop, either or could play on that right wing, and he decides to stick with Sorlop the entire tournament. Where I will understand like in the beginning to like see if it works out, but we've seen enough sample size where we know it doesn't work out. So like, why do you keep doing the exact same mistake the entire tournament? And at this point, it cost him because that goal was a clear cut. Besides all the other clear referee mistakes, I'll say.
Here, I'm gonna pull up the
To put it
frame.
nicely.
I want to pull up the frame because I think even not who was running behind him. I think what's his name. Odegaard was running behind too, so that's why I said like it would have been great for him to keep running to the byline and just give himself another option, because it gives you one time for Haaland to open up. John Stones has to commit at this point, and then you just have another passing option if Odegaard is running behind. But yeah, it's weird because I would have understood Sorloth playing if it was a two striker setup, but clearly wasn't. Sorloth was just playing right wing, and him at the wing is not the best option. So it is another coaching error, but that we've been talking about all World Cup.
Yeah.
But we'll go to England's opponent in the semifinal in the Argentina match. Another extra time. I know that's not the best thing for them. They would have been, I think, in a better position if they didn't go in extra time, Argentina versus England. But they did, so they're each coming in with equal footing.
Against Switzerland.
Yes, against Switzerland. The Argentina game was it was interesting. He didn't change a single thing in the lineup, and it just made him super one-dimensional.
Yeah, or I don't know if I've been telling you, but I've been talking with Edu, and I'm like, yeah, I think Argentina have been very fortunate so far, especially with the run. Not besides all the other things being talked about, but like just the football they've been playing is very lackluster, and I think it comes down to Scaloni just relying on the old guard and thinking that they'll carry on and push through because haven't played well by any metric. They've been very lucky, to say the least. They've been pushed twice in the knockout stages to extra times, and I think it's Scaloni's fault because the way that they play has been bad, and he has done nothing to change it, and he keeps relying with the same players and just pushing them through. Especially that midfield, there's no creativity, there's no attacking threat, there's old legs there, and he just continues to run it like Rodrigo de Paul is not the same player he used to be. He can't run like that. But besides that, he doesn't provide anything offensively. He can't run in that wing. And yet he keeps on putting him out as the outside midfielder. You have Simeone right there, who is so pacey, and this Arsenal, this Argentina team that lacks so much pace on the team. He won't put him in. He hasn't put him in. It's just baffling, really, because he'll substitute him and put Leandro Paredes, who it's like, why?
Yeah, it's weird. I was talking about it with him too. Just adding, if it's not, because I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to just control the midfield with four midfielders. But then when it comes to going attacking, because after they scored the first goal, it was just booting it up to Julian Alvarez and make him run for it, and hopefully he grabs the ball and like steals it and scores a goal. That's not what. Again, it just takes away any element of surprise. You have no way, other way of like getting a goal, because that's how Switzerland got their goal, just because they kept getting control back. Like, oh, okay, you guys are just gonna boot it. All right, we're gonna body Julian Alvarez and just give it to one of our center backs, and then we'll play it out. Even then, like you said, the creativity too. Nico Pass is there? No, yeah, it's Nico Pass.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking someone else, but yeah, Nico Pass is there. If you want to play four midfielders, play Nico Pass. He has the outside of the boot shot. Outside of the boot. He shoots from outside the box. He plays creatively. He could help Messi in making combinations. Like, I don't get it. Like, even how they play Enzo Fernandez, they play him pretty far forward. Pretty much as a 10.
It's it's baffling, and it doesn't make sense at all, and it hasn't come to haunt them yet, but I feel like it has to, because they're just setting themselves up to be at a deficit the entire time, and they're lucky they haven't come up with like opponents that have made them like really suffer because of it. But Argentina's really relied on like moments, really,
Yeah.
because even against Switzerland, it was that Julian Alvarez goal that like a wonder goal, really, to make a difference. And it's like besides that, offensively they don't look too dangerous unless like something like that happens again.
And even when Switzerland went down 10 men, they had like no creativity still, even though they had a bunch of space for it.
Yeah,
Everyone's just on the same line as the defenders and not providing any movement, not breaking any lines. And so Nico Gonzalez actually came in and started breaking the lines a little bit. Same thing with Thiago Almada. But even then, it's like Giovanni Simon is right there. Nico Paz is there.
like I said, such a squad that lacks pace that it doesn't make you worry where you're like, oh, you have to worry about them making a through pass, because they're like, I can catch up with them.
Yeah. All I gotta say is I think the other side of the bracket's gonna win this tournament. I think it's either France or Spain at this point. Spain maybe, but I think more than likely the biggest favorite is France, just because no one can really stop them. No one has an answer for them. I think Paraguay kind of had one. They just reduced their spaces. Can Argentina do that? No. And can England do that? Probably not. Just the same thing. They've been having. It's weird, the defensive issues, and they give up the midfield like so crazy. Even though England gets praised for like these amazing midfielders that they have, Declan Rice is pretty much just playing as a center back or a right back.
Right, yeah. But I think moving on to like England, I think again they've been relying on players to like create moments for them, because they, again, we know they're frail in the back. They're very weak wing back wise. They just like have been putting bodies there and hoping for the best. Because now we saw Konza at right back, and he did an average job. Uh, and then the midfield, like we said, it's just Declan Rice and then Elliot Anderson running around trying to provide support. And right wing, they have Noni Madueke and Saka. Like, need I say more? We know what they're about, and we know what happens. And then Harry Kane disappears in big moments, and the only one really showing up is like, I want to say Jude Bellingham, but also like Gordon and Rashford. Even though when they start they don't do great, but when they come in as subs, they play better for some reason.
Where Gordon had a great game against Mexico, and then he had a great game this past game. But
Yeah, but
I
it's like,
think even Jude Bellingham, he has to play as a striker pretty much. He's the one hunting down and poaching the goals.
yeah,
Like,
because Harry Kane drops back so much that he leaves that space open, and Jude literally has to go and do it, because it's like Harry Kane's afraid to wrestle with the center backs.
yeah, so I don't know. I think this is probably the weakest side of the bracket with England and Argentina. I think they both have a lot of flaws. Now we're going over to the next match. I think Spain has flaws too. They play a lot of lateral passes, and they're kind of the same thing. They're pretty static and one dimensional when they try to play balls. But once they do find like the combination of right players, like Ferran Torres has kind of been saving them sometimes.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it's the same problem that we saw. I think De La Fuente has with again. It's like He's starting Baena in the left wing, which
Yeah,
is like
it doesn't do
it's a big
much.
problem.
Like it's pretty much you're playing with one less.
Yeah, he basically recycles possession any chance he gets. Oyarzabal will make runs, but like there's no one else like going for it. The only one that will like create offensively is Lamine, so like they know what to watch out for,
Yeah, just
and they
stack
just know.
the what's it? Just stack Lamine Saw with four players that cover him the whole time.
And then the midfield, I think Pedri has been bad, but
Hmm.
I think it's because the setup has been awful for him. He's been he hasn't been able to create much, and it doesn't help that like the midfield doesn't also create anything else because they just all passing side to side and not creating anything.
Yeah, I think Olmo has been good though for Spain. He's been trying to break those lines. Whenever Oyarzabal does drop, he runs into that space. But even then, it's like it's small Olmo. Like you need multiple people to run into the space when you have such small players and very dynamic like players like that. But yeah, like you said, Pedri hasn't been having his best tournament. I think it's also the lack of left winger because Baena he's just gonna give him the ball and then he has to all right. Well, I gotta just switch it over to the other side and hope Lamine does something with it.
And this is where I want to blame De La Fuente because again we've been saying they need another dribbler there. We've been saying that since the first game. We know Nico Williams has problems and he hasn't looked himself. But then you have Victor Munoz on the bench.
Yeah,
Why hasn't he seen the pitch at all?
very pacey winger that can dribble and take on his man. I don't know. We're asking the same questions, Jesse.
Yeah,
Because Ferran Torres has been pretty decent coming off the bench, which is good, for them. Same thing with Mikel Merino. But again, if you add that left winger and Victor Munoz, while you have those other two players already performing pretty well,
you
it's
could
just gonna get
stretch that
better.
defense.
Yeah, it stretches
Yeah,
that defense. It gives Lamine more space. He could actually beat someone on one instead of having beat four players. Like there's so many things that he could do, but I don't know, man. I think he just doesn't want to. I don't think he trusts him that much. But then again, if you don't trust him, why'd you bring him?
yeah, exactly. It's like I feel like it's we're seeing him devolve into the champs.
Hmm.
Like because in the Euro we saw him being a risk taker. We saw him let the players play and play this offensive style, and now seen him devolve to like hold possession but not don't risk it.
Hmm.
And it's like awful, and especially on the left wing, it's like the worst. It's bad that you're left back because Cucurella has been the most dangerous player on the left side.
But even
That's
then,
not good.
it kind of nullifies Cucurella too, because they know Bayana is not gonna run all the way down the byline, so they gotta just wait for Cucurella, and then again they're covering him, so they have to play a ball even deeper for him to even get it, and sometimes it just goes to a goal kick.
Yeah, it's just bad. It's been bad.
But then we go to France, probably the favorites of the tournament. No, probably they are the favorites of the tournament so far. I think the biggest flaw is probably Kunde and Rabiot. Digne too. I wonder how it's gonna be for. I wonder how this match is gonna go with Lamine Yamal against Digne. But again, I'm already assuming that there's gonna be four players on that left side. Due, whoever, more than likely Due is gonna start, right? If he's gonna want a defensive effort, because Bradley Barcola really doesn't defend too much.
Yeah, I probably, but I also wouldn't doubt because he also has Theo Hernandez there, so I wouldn't be surprised if he puts both and just has them defend like that because Theo Hernandez can is also pacing and can run forward and create something. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just get each one half and just full effort on Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, so I'm expecting that. I'm expecting Lamino will constantly be double teamed. Always have a one man on him at least, like following him around. Digne is not gonna make those four runs this whole game. I already know that, but it's gonna be an interesting game. I think this is pretty much France's game to lose. I know Lamine's kind of been like talking in the interviews and press conferences, like trying to put pressure on France, which again, he should because they should win this game.
Yeah, I think the only problem I see with France is uh, they do leave themselves open for counterattacks, and that's where Spain could get them because in the counterattack there's no setup; they could just go forward, and I think that's when you see uh, Spain can create chances because if they wait and let France settle, I think they're not gonna be able to create anything like that. And that's the worst for Spain letting them settle. And I think if because France has allowed themselves to be so back and forth, if they allow Spain to do that, that's where we can see the best come out of Spain.
Yeah, I think if Spain scores first, that's the best case scenario. Because what I'm thinking how the match is gonna go. Like, say it starts, I think France is gonna give up the ball so they could get that space, like you said, and they could try to recover the ball and then just go full on counter attack. But that plan goes to shit if Spain scores first. 'Cause that's the best case scenario for Spain. Because then now they have more space. Now they can go in the counter. Now Lamine doesn't have like Digne is gonna be forced to make those overlapping runs towards the wing. So again, I think France. I don't like that game plan though, because again, you're gonna withstand so much pressure if you're just gonna give it the ball right away.
And then I feel like also their defense has been tested at all, and now they're gonna have to try to stop Dembele, Mbappe, Olise, Due, or Barcola at any second.
Well, same thing with France. Their defense really hasn't been tested too much. They had a Morocco who lost their striker, lost their winger. The pretty much biggest threat was Brahim Diaz. Then they came across Paraguay, who was literally just banking on extra times and penalty. A Sweden that's very that wasn't potent at all. They had a great group stage, but in the
But
knockouts, that
again,
was the worst.
we just said the Spain offense isn't the best because that forward line it's Lamine who will be guarded, and then Oyarzabal, and then Baena.
All we know
Baena
is,
doesn't
yeah, go ahead.
Baena doesn't provide any threat, and then Oyarzabal is waiting for a ball in because he's not going to dribble past his guy like that.
All I know is that we're in for a good match because these two always duke it out. I think Lamine said it that what's the head to head? Um, this
Yeah,
doesn't have the
can't
head.
tell you.
I'm looking for it and it doesn't show. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. The head to head. Nations League, it was 5-4. Remember that. Then Spain 2-1 in the Euro. Then the last time they played off was a playoff for the Nations League again, and France won that 2-1, 2-0. So that was 2017, 21. Damn. So in recent times, Spain has been taking this match. But I want Spain to win, but I think France would have the edge based on how well they're playing. But if I got to pick someone right now, I'm picking Spain.
Yeah, I think France has it just because offensively, I just think they're so much better than Spain's, and also I don't see that backline being tested at all from Spain, and so we still don't know what they're made of.
Do you think Nico Williams plays this match or starts? He did
If the
play some minutes the previous game.
I don't know. I think he goes with Baena. I think he saves him for the second half.
I have a feeling he might start because he does have 5 subs, and then you go to extra times, you have an extra sub. So I think there's a good chance he starts because it's gonna throw France out of the loop. I don't think they're preparing this match to face Nico Williams.
But I think if he does start him and they don't have the quick start that he hopes for, I think the plan goes out the window because then Nico Williams can't last the whole game. So then and we know he's not going to put in Victor Munoz because he's hasn't done it all tournament. And then he goes to Baena, and then it goes to like the same situation. You're just like, well, we know he's recycling passes over there, so we know nothing's happening there. So we put our focus over there, and it makes it, I think, a lot worse because at least if he's on the bench, there's always that potential or that looming threat of him coming on. But with him starting and then leaving, the threat's gone.
That's for sure. So we'll get started with the predictions. I already said mine. I got Spain. Who do you got?
I got France.
Then on Wednesday, England, Argentina. Who do you got?
I got England.
I got Argentina just because they're kind of dealing with this match as the whole Falcon War thing,
Yeah, they lost that.
and they're going for blood, dude. Like they're treating it like if it's a straight up derby. So I think
Well, they've treated that the entire time ever since. Because the first one was the David Beckham record with Simeone.
But I don't think England is treating it like that. That's why I think Argentina is gonna take the edge because they're gonna have a little bit more of that rivalry.
Yeah, no, but they still won't create anything with the midfield.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe. I know Scaloni wasn't happy with the match. He even said in the post press conference that they're pretty lackluster. Um, they also, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say, but
Speaking of post match, you saw Tuchel coming out and saying that it was a horrible performance by the England team, and then Jude Bellingham was like, "Yeah, I don't care what he says,"
yeah,
and I think that's valid.
that's what I was gonna bring up. Yeah, I think it's the dumbest thing that Tuchel could have done. Like, I get what he's saying, but that's not the moment in time to say it. You say that to your players. You don't say that to the press conference.
Yeah, and I think it's. I don't think he lasts past this World Cup. I don't think no matter what happens, he doesn't last because I think it's becoming clear the players are not the chemistry with the team is not there. They clearly have are becoming to dislike him, and I think, and there's also like we already know certain players already don't like him. Like Jude doesn't like him at all because he's been targeting him for a while now, and he's been his savior in this World Cup. And then there's also the fault of like that back line where he didn't call any right back and he didn't call Trent for no like. At least Trent is a verifiable right back, and you don't have to rely on him because you called up Chalobah, and he hasn't. I think he barely played.
That is
He's
very
like,
true. Like,
yeah,
it's weird. And same thing with the big. My biggest one is Spence. He's constantly yelling at him every single match, and every single match. Like, again, Guardiola got grilled for this when he was yelling at Kimmich when he was like 19 or 18 years old at one time. This guy's doing the same thing, but to Spence on like the World Cup stage. Like, what? What's this double standard? I don't
yeah,
know.
but I feel like at least when Pep when he grills the players because he's trying to teach them something, I don't think Tuchel's there. I don't think he's trying to teach him something. I think he's just upset that he didn't follow his orders,
Yeah.
and so I feel like it's becoming a bad omen because I think you could clearly see the England teams being split into camps of like, oh well, he called me up and he's giving me my shot, so I'm gonna stand by this coach. And then there's other guys that are like, I don't mess with him. I don't like him. I can't wait for like a new coach to come in.
They could have used Cole Palmer.
Exact Cole Palmer, even Phil Foden for something because like they have Noni Madueke and Zaka at right wing.
It's not the best. I was
Yeah,
thinking
and
of
then
left
like
wingers. Like left wingers, they don't really have too many options. Well, they have Ben Gordon, Anthony
again,
Gordon, and I'm gonna say that
Marcus
all
Rashford.
forever, dude, because they just Barcelona just got him. But yeah, their left wing has been pretty solid. You know, you can't really complain. But it's the right wing who's kind of pretty bad.
Yeah, and then even like we said, the side back, like he brought Jed Spence. Lewis Hall was having a great campaign, and he didn't call him up for left back. It's like why?
Maybe that's why that's his downfall. Because that's why I also picked Argentina, just because again, the coach and player in Argentina are together. They know what's going wrong and they're in the same page. They want to improve. Whereas you saw the whole thing with England and Tuchel and Bellingham, they're butting heads. Something's gonna happen. Again, if I'm gonna say this, if Argentina goes up, then I think England's gonna crumble because they're just gonna self implode. Tuchel's gonna get mad at Bellingham and he's gonna sub out Bellingham. Watch, it's gonna happen if things aren't going well.
Yeah, I don't think he can because the whole public media has completely shifted on him. Because as you saw beforehand, they all sided with Tuchel about him not calling up Jude, and then everyone's like, "Oh, with the possibility of him not making it." N- Things have made a complete 180 now. Where like he's undroppable, he's like the star of the team, and like the media has sided with him now. That they've even like I know there's like Rio Ferdinand and what's the guy
Oh,
Wright.
Ian Wright.
Yeah, Ian Wright have like publicly come out and like called for like people that were like we're just using it as like a racist campaign against like Jude, as we've seen with like in the English media that they'll be harsh against like the black players and then the white players will get off scot free. So now it's like evolving into that. That I don't think he can, and I don't think he's. If he does, I think like he won't last the plane back to England. I think he'll get fired right there.
It is Thomas Tuchel. I'll say that again. We didn't see him calling out his team saying that they played a horrible match. I think he's more than willing to do it. And the same thing, a player like Jude Bellingham, who he already didn't like, he more than likely would bench him if things aren't like he's not doing the things he wants. And Jude Bellingham, once again, because Tuchel is like his whole thing is structure, and if Bellingham's not doing that, then it all goes chalk. Which again, I wonder what Tuchel sees wrong. I want to hear what he sees wrong. I think it's mostly like not having control of the ball because they are giving up the ball a lot when it comes to playing these games.
But I feel like that comes down to his like because now having control of the ball is mostly reliant on like your sixes and your center backs because they're the ones that are basically touching the ball the most.
Yeah.
And your sixes are Ellie Anderson and Declan Rice, and then your center back pairings, which has changed like the entire tournament because of like needs and injuries, is like I think this time was Guehi and John Stones, right?
No, it was John Stones. It wasn't Guecky. He was on the bench. And I'm looking it up right now. Why isn't it let me click on England? There we go. Matches, Norway.
Casconza was a right back.
It was Guecky and John Stones.
Yeah.
Why did I see Guecky in the bench that one time? I don't know. But yeah, it is that. That's the pairing. The previous pairing, what was it? Against Mexico.
It was like Kanza and like
And Guecky.
oh yeah, wait,
Dan Burn
yeah,
came on
Kwanzaa,
as a sub.
Kwanzaa. Yeah, Denver came on us up because Kwanzaa was at right back.
So again, we'll see what he does. again, Thomas Tuchel not calling up any right back.
It's insane. He
No,
called up Trevor Chalobah and then doesn't.
telling you, he's gonna do something erratic.
He's already doing things erratic.
But yeah, if you had to predict the scoreline, I gotta go 2-0 Argentina.
I don't know. I think it'll be like a. I think it'll be 1-1 full time and then 3-1 extra time for England.
All I gotta say is if these two teams go to extra time, it's over. Whoever is going to the final, the other side is gonna win. Because there'll be Argentina's third extra time and there'll be England's second extra time.
But I still think even if they were fully rested, I still think the other sides would be favored.
So you got France winning the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's understandable.
yeah, because I think France's toughest test is Spain right now.
Definitely is.
But
Spain.
even though,
Go ahead.
even if like Spain's like lackluster offensively, they're still more solid than both England and Argentina.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think they were tested against Portugal, especially defensively. They had to maintain shape. They couldn't give up spaces to Portugal because they knew how dangerous they were. Because I think you could kind of compare a little bit France and Portugal the way they play, especially like their wings. They're super fast and they kept up with them. So it's gonna see. It's gonna be interesting. An interesting match for France. So yeah. On transfer news, we do have one. Andre Santos from Chelsea went to Manchester United.
Yeah, and then their Edison transfer from Atalanta fell through because of medicals.
Dang.
So now they're still looking for another center middle.
The Andre Santos was interesting. More than likely, Xabi Alonso didn't rate the player and didn't want him. Probably has other needs and wants other players. So still very interesting though.
Yeah, I think he let him go because, well, first of all, he needs to build up sales to build up the squad that he wants, but also because we know there's a surplus of players in that squad, and he's I think just trying to thin it out as much as he could. Because I think he's probably gonna move Cole Palmer more centrally, and then like to do similarly to with like Florian Wirtz, and then he's gonna have Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo play like center mid. in that middle.
That's true. I'll be interested to see if he plays with the striker. More than likely, he would. He will. And he played with strikers in Leverkusen, and he played with the striker at Real Madrid. So it'll be interesting to see if not Nico, what is it? Nicholas Jackson stays in Chelsea.
Yeah,
They use him.
I think this preseason can tell us a lot about who gets a job because Nicholas Jackson wasn't wanted, but that was before Chelsea wanted like a for sure striker because I know Liam Dunlap is out. He's like going to Everton,
Mm-hmm.
and then Joao Pedro's still there, so I think he gets first crack. And then they also got the striker from their sister club or like the feeder club in France, Strasbourg. It's Egbuga,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
then
then
I know
they also had the Argentinian one too, but I think he has
he's
an
not
injury.
yeah, because remember he tore his ACL in the camp before the World Cup, so I think that makes any move hard.
I'm looking at the rumors. Nothing has really changed. Still, Bradley Barcola to Liverpool, Ollie Watkins to
Uh,
Fenerbahce.
yeah, I think as soon as the World Cup ends, I think our players are moving back and forth because I think a couple of them have started the preseason already.
Mm-hmm. Chelsea
Because I
starting
know
they're ramping up their thing. I don't know when it starts for
uh,
them.
Wrexham started.
The second division club.
Yeah, but they got the motion. You know, everyone knows about them.
Um,
Uh,
Yuri Tillitsman is expected to go to Manchester United now that the Anderson trade fell through. Ederson trade fell through.
I
What?
think it's decent.
Yeah, definitely beats what they had last season. You know, well they still have Ugarte. Do they have the rights to him still?
I think they're trying to sell him. I think he's going.
He can't be sold,
I
dude.
want.
He has an ACL injury.
Yeah, but I think before that he was like agreeing a move to Benfica
Mm.
or like Turkey.
Unless they're gonna give him a discount, I think he's staying. Marmoush has
But
been
yeah,
linked to a couple of clubs like Newcastle, Tottenham.
yeah, he's having a talk with Maresca to see about his time or like how much minutes he gets because he's been unhappy with like his role.
Mm-hmm.
Hull City just announced that they have a $200 million budget, recently
Oh my
promoted.
god!
Hey, yeah, crazy, huh?
You know who they should buy? Igor Thiago. Now, didn't he wasn't he like projected to have a huge move before the World Cup? But then the World Cup happened and like the rumors kind of died down.
Yeah, because he for what was it, Brentford?
Mm-hmm.
He had like 16 goals or something like that. So like, I think he was linked with Newcastle, Spurs, Aston Villa. So Ollie Watkins.
That's out the window now. He got
Yeah,
expelled this World Cup. Damn. If Ancelotti didn't start him, he would have had that big move. Man, lost the bag. Then Garnacho, he's projected to go to Roma on loan.
yeah. Xabi Alonso came out and said that two players are the transfer future. He said Garnacho's out. He's like he doesn't want.
Damn, dude. Like the Garnacho's fall off has to be studied. But I think a move to Serie A is probably really beneficial for him because he could actually play, have some space, and show off his talent.
Well, I think the Chelsea move was just a bad move
It
in
was the
Chelsea
dumbest
because
move ever. Yeah.
he just went to a club that had 6 left wingers.
And he's like,
What did you expect to happen?
he was gonna be the top one, dude. He ended up being like the second or third.
Yeah,
Oh, Ferran Torres, my boy.
yeah, he's been linked with PSG.
Yeah, it looks like the move is confirmed. I think personal terms are confirmed. I think they're just waiting for the end of the World Cup so they can announce them. If you could just please stay healthy and score one goal, and you just raise your transfer value up a little bit more, shout out to you, bro. But I think he'll be good in a Luis Enrique team, you know, because I think he more than likely is willing to take a bench role and come off the bench.
Yeah, I think it'll work out. I was gonna say something. Oh,
Vinicius,
yeah. There's a if he doesn't sign, they're just gonna sell him this summer. But it's looking like he's staying. Spain won the Euro under 19s.
is that foreshadowing?
I don't know. They play against Germany.
Never mind.
It was only two groups. It was only four. It was only 8 teams.
Mm, I think that's about it. I think Francisco Trincao is linked to Man City and Tottenham. If Barcelona would have kept his rights, they would have sold him for 50%. They would have kept 50% of his sale.
Well, they sold it because they were desperate for funds.
Which is funny too, because I think it was an option for them to recreate that contract again. But
But they said no, they needed the extra money. Yeah, I saw a thing that they took out another loan for 240 million.
yeah, it's because the roof is being rebuilt, so they're using that money, and so it doesn't like weigh in with the transfer funds. They're gonna use the that loan they took out. But it's all in good faith, Jesse. Because I know they're. I think they already announced it. I don't think it's been confirmed yet. But they are playing the first half of the season in the Joan Gamper because of the roof is being installed. I think that
Gamper's not back to Montjuic.
It might be Mundry, I think. But yeah, they're playing in the second stadium. They're not playing in the Camp Nou. The Spotify
Yeah,
Camp Nou, my bad.
yeah, because John Samper isn't that for where the women's team plays?
Yeah, I think so. But no, I think it is. It more than likely is Mundry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
okay, just first half of the season.
yeah. I just found out because I've been telling you for like a while now. I wanted a Fiorentina jersey, right?
The band one?
Well, yeah, the one I couldn't get. But it's been announced or it's been confirmed so far that Fiorentina is gonna get Valdepeñas,
Who was that?
the center back from the youth team, the one that came up.
Oh,
He was
okay.
playing left back. He was linked with Arsenal.
Jeez. Arsenal can't catch a break, dude. They want another center back?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's going to Fiorentina, and it makes perfect sense for me to get his jersey next year since I really like him. We got the similar contract as always, the buyback and then the 50% if he gets sold. So hopefully he develops and good for him because he's getting a chance to get first team football.
Shout out to him. Do you have anything else?
Trying to think. Oh, Caleb Wilson looks like a star, best player in the draft.
Big facts. The unicorn, dude. Can't wait to pair him up with Laurie Markkinen. That's gonna be interesting. I wonder who's gonna be like the star player between him and Laurie. I think not Laurie Markkinen. Buzelis, Matas Buzelis.
Yeah, I was like, we got Lord.
It's because I said the unicorn. That's why.
I was like, when did we get this? Uh, I think it has to be him, right? Because he has a draft pedigree, and he's like, we know we're all developing, and so I wouldn't be surprised if Buzelis is like the number one option to begin the season, because it's his third year.
Mm-hmm.
So you just not put all the pressure on the rookie, but I think towards the end it would just clearly be Caleb Wilson soon.
I wouldn't mind seeing them both like average 20. Sharing the ball, which
I think
would be great.
it could happen. I just want that guy at the bench to be gone.
Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even think we could trade him. No one wants to touch him.
20 million on the bench, Sherry.
You think he's gonna?
20 million.
You think he could get another team? Say I don't think maybe we'll be able to trade him because he is on an expiring contract. But you think?
Expiring? I think he's got one more.
Well, either way, say he is on an expiring. You think he gets re-signed anywhere else or at all?
No, I don't think any. I don't even know how he got that contract with us in the first place. I don't think anyone was bidding that high.
They should have just let him go.
How did he get the 4-year 80 millions after averaging like 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist?
I don't know, man. NBA, our previous front office was not thinking.
It was 5 years.
I think a lot of it has to do with pride from like the people that drafted him. They
Jeremy,
want a little
we got 3 more years of him.
You know what? Give me Braun. I'll take Braun 1 year, then take Patrick Williams for 3.
Yeah, he's got 3 years left.
There's always Mavericks, dude. We could always trade with the Mavericks. They're known for bad trades. Or the Kings. We'll take Zach Levine back.
Yeah, I would gladly take Zach Levine back.
But
That's insane.
other than that, I think we are done here.
Oh, got to give a shout out to the White Sox for drafting Rod Chalowski first overall and having a good draft class.
That's all, Jesse. I don't know anything about baseball.
Yeah, and then shout out to Murakami. I hope you win the home run derby.
All right, Jesse, close us out.
All right, guys, that's been today's episode. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with a family, friend, anyone, even a neighbor, dude. Just go up, knock on the door, and be like, "Hey, man, you see this? Follow it, like it. It'll change your life."
All right, guys, thanks. Peace.
Peace.